Jeremy, do you think that we're going to see a significant disclosure of this phenomenon within our lifetime that may move this story forward, or a mass, undeniable, huge event?
There you go. That would be amazing.
That we can't deny any longer that this is
right.
reality.
Everybody's got cell phone cameras and instantaneous communication. That would be
because
amazing.
It seems like it's already within the realm of possibility that could happen, if not,
The only reason that that might have happened in past history. See, we might be now on another end of history. That might have happened big time back in the day of Moses. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a religious scholar,
right.
but I'm just thinking. So, you're asking a question. I'm kind of dancing around it, but no, I don't think the government is ever going to disclose. I think that they've embedded themselves too deeply in lies, since they've been kind of back engineering and doing these types of programs. So, no, there's no major disclosure, but acknowledgement, I believe, has been underway for a long time. And that's just not because of the personal people that I've spoken with, but it just seems to be a trend that there is this openness coming. There's an acknowledgement. Even NASA, they got you thinking, hey, help us look for extraterrestrial life. They need some money, right? So they want to engage us. So the answer is yes. I do believe that with time, truth will be revealed.
Yeah.
And if it's true, it's going to be revealed.
And with someone like John Lear, I remember something he said about Venus. He said, "We made Venus look like a lead-melting, volcanic, sulfuric explosions into an atmosphere, pressurized 90 times that of Earth." He was convinced that there were lies so deep within our own solar system. That alter our entire perception of reality.
Well, yeah, he's a very controversial figure. I care about him like a grandfather. I've known him for many years. That's how I kind of started. Actually, I started filming this enigmatic ex-CIA pilot, John Lear. And he got really pissed at me the other week because he says, "Well, you don't believe," he did his voice well, but "you don't believe what I'm saying." And I said, "John, there are certain things you say that I can prove, and I have been astounded by what I've been able to prove from what he said."
The government has retrieved between 10 and 15 actual flying saucers. They represent at least 5 different civilizations.
There's other things I will never be able to prove, so I can't just take that and accept it. So he's got some, let's just say, wild theories. I don't share the same theories, across the board, but I give him great respect that he was one of the original reasons why I ever got interested in this. I heard George Knapp, John Lear, and Bob Lazar and Gene Huff on the radio talking about their experiences. And again, this weaponized my imagination. It made me say, wow, wait a second. Maybe the universe is vast. Maybe we're not alone in the universe. Maybe there has been communication. And I thought, how cool would that be? And how monumental would that be? So I've been kind of fighting to, just personally figure out if it's true. You are open to any idea, just give me proof. I mean, the first thing I said to John Lear when I went to his house was like, "What you got for me? What proof can you put in my hand?" Look, we all want that because then we can stand behind these ideas. It is your duty to be skeptical, especially with this, because people take advantage of your desire to, believe or to know more, to feel like you're a part of something. It is your duty, especially in this field, to be direct, and I am totally open. I do not, believe in secrecy or anything. There's no secret meetings or phone calls. People try that shit with me. It's just no. Above board, we talk about it or we don't, or there's a waste of my time. So you need to look at it with your own ration. You need to do your own work of discovery and look into these topics. Being curious, being open-minded, that's the beginning, but it's only the beginning.
Would you say that's a little bit how you started?
It is how I started. I mean, and you have to satisfy yourself is my point with that, but that is how I started. Yeah.
Jeremy, at Machinima here, we're a lot of pop culture buffs.
You guys are awesome, by the way. Thank you for having me on the show. This is so cool.
It's great to have you on. Yeah. One of the things that gets me a little frightened is to think about sort of a witch hunt. You hear people refer to them as demons and these things.
Yes.
And there's a scenario in my mind that's very frightening where we turn against a potentially non-hostile species.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever read Childhood's End, which was this incredible book, the ETs, they looked like devils. The point of that book was that, they were ETs, but the point is, yes, we could transfer our archaic beliefs onto something just because we don't have the imagination to go beyond that. Or there could be truth to it. I'm open to both. This phenomenon seems to have a trickster element to it. And trust me, if this is true, these beings they have total control. If they wanted to reveal themselves, they would reveal themselves. They are the architects of this deception if they don't want to reveal themselves. They could at any time show a craft and all this stuff. So really, out of governments hiding it, no, the beings themselves are not coming out and waving their galactic hand and saying, hello, I don't see that happening. So is there deception going on? And that is something that we need to really consider. That is everything we're seeing kind of like a puppet show. You know how like I was in Bali once and there was like this fire behind this white paper and they had these little puppets and they were teaching all the kids in the audience about their culture and about what, kind of rules you should live by. It was literally a puppet show, fire, paper, puppet show, right? Are these craft that we're seeing and picking up on radar, are these abductions and these narratives that are being told, are all of these things just part of an elaborate puppet show? That it's like, we want you to think this. We want you to think, oh, there are other beings that are from other stars. I really don't think that's it. That would be very disappointing if it was just people traveling from star to star. There might be something much bigger going on and kind of stranger than that. There are some people like the famous Jacques Vallée who used to talk about the control system. And he used to say that a lot of what's going on, because some of it seems so illogical, but there's hard physical evidence. So what is it that's actually being conveyed? Well, it might be a control system. It might be just bringing us to certain levels of consciousness and awareness through time. Might not have anything to do with discs in the sky. I don't know.
One of the reasons why I think you're onto something there too is if you look at the crop circle phenomenon, and if there's validity to the crop circles, what is the messaging? Clearly it's not. They're not using a simple way to communicate, right? It's like complex images that can be interpreted in a million different ways. And do you think it's possible that we simply are so low on the ladder of comprehension that it's just completely beyond us? And
that's quite possible for me. Sometimes I feel like, I have no idea. Yeah, I mean, any of these things are possible. What I do know is that there is a phenomenon that is real and physical. And it has existed for a long time. The military is very aware of it. And I think they're also confused by it.
And probably very frightened by it.
And they are actively studying it in most major countries in the world. So that I do know. But all the subtext behind it, that's what I'm trying to discover.
Yeah.
And every time I think I get a little closer, things change.